Joining me now from Shanghai is Kelvin Ma. He's the managing partner and PKF Legal and also an expert in global business immigration. Kelvin, lots of countries trying to attract top foreign talent. China now one of them. What do you think is different about what it's doing, and also why is China doing it now?
Sure. Hi, Roee. I think the reason is quite easy to discover, which is the fight for talents. So with the trade war going on, China is realizing that we really have to attract the most talented people to work for China and make them to settle in China and live in China happily, so that China can have this advantage to win the trade war.
You're there in Shanghai, a very comfortable place for foreigners. How many more foreigners do you think Shanghai and the top tier cities in China will attract from these changes?
You mean how many cities? I would say mostly first-tier cities like Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen, and some second-tier cities. I would say maybe more than 30 cities that will attract a lot more foreigners to live and work in Shanghai, in China.
How many foreigners are we ultimately talking about that could use these new rules to move to China?
According to the statistics, there is more than 200,000 foreigners currently working and living in Shanghai. So I think with the ease of the immigration policy, the number would dramatically increase to maybe 500,000.
For our viewers who might not now until this month know how easy or difficult it was for foreigners and specifically Westerners to stay in China, can you talk about the obstacles that were in place until these new changes came into effect?
Sure. Mostly the obstacles would be the imbalance of the information. So a lot of foreigners and foreign companies, they actually do not know that China is trying to ease the immigration policy, so that they may not be able to send their employees to work in China. So it's important for them to understand the policy has been changed to a way to allow them to move to China easily. So I would say that's the most obstacle. Also, the cultural difference would be another one.
How do you think China will benefit from these changes? And more so, how do you think it will ensure that something it often fears, foreign influence, might take hold there?
Well, that's an interesting question. I don't think there's a fear that the Chinese government or the Chinese people they fear the foreigners may take the jobs of the domestic Chinese people, because the foreigners, they work in different sectors. For example, a lot of international schools, they have international teachers. Only like English-speaking first language English-speaking teachers, they can take their job comfortably. So I don't think taking the jobs away from the Chinese people would be an issue for the government and the people.
All right, Kelvin Ma joining us live from Shanghai. Thank you.